Info.
99.3 Nigeria Info. Good morning to you, Lagos, Nigeria. Welcome to the second part of Dailies today. I'm Sheriff Quadry.
And I'm Jimi. Disu. Good morning.
Yes, you can watch the show on Facebook and on YouTube. Nigeria Info 99.3 is how you can watch Nigeria Info 99.3. Now, let's begin. Page 10 of the Vanguard newspaper. Lagos Assembly, no plan to compel Obasa to resign. Lagos APC.
I don't think it matters anymore. Whether he resigns or not is their own, honestly, I must say bluntly, is their own cup of tea. What we heard was that there was an agreement for him, for both himself and Miranda to step down. And I don't think, honestly, I don't think anybody will lose sleep whether he now resigns or not. The situation is bad as it is. And his resignation or continued presence as Speaker doesn't either make it better or worse. The point has been made, and people that are concerned have gotten the point. What is left to them is, let's see how the electorate will react to this at the appropriate time. It says here, this is somebody I've been trying to get, a good friend, Oladejo, in a chat. He chatted with Vanguard. I wish he would come here. He dismissed the claim that the speaker would resign, noting that there was no such arrangement in the terms of settlement during the negotiation period by the party. To the best of my knowledge, there was no time the arrangement for Obasa to resign came up in terms of settlement of the crisis, which in itself is strange, but I don't want to bother myself about what's going on in the APC in terms of this. It's bad enough. The point still is 36 out of 40 don't want this gentleman. And the 36 to the very end said they don't want him. But the powers that be have imposed, because it's an imposition. Forget all they're sitting down to have plenary, what is an imposition. And that has been noted and documented, hopefully by the electorate. It's now left for Nigerians to decide if they want to live with that kind of arrangement, if they want to live with dictatorship within democratic setting. It's up to Nigerians. And in any case, it has also sent a signal that you do not have an Ebele Jonathan in Aso Rock. So history is not likely to repeat itself in terms of what Ebele Jonathan did when it was his time to go. And that's what matters. How the assembly moves from now on, we hope they will let the executive breathe. It is on record that I have said that I've seen a lot of improvement in the performance of the executive. We will be very honest about that. We've seen a lot of improvement. This was going to be a downer at a time when we thought Lagos was on autopilot. And because at the end of the day, the survival of the governor too is embedded in all this. So we are waiting to see what exactly is going on. And so that's it. The Obasa has postponed the House, that's put this plenary indefinitely. So they might do as it pleases. The example that is set is not going to go away. Busting into the House of Assembly and all that. That example is not going to go away. So 20 years from now, when people younger than him are doing that, he shouldn't be surprised. It's part of the precedents that are set. And if that is the way we want to run our society, so be it.
Indeed. Let's go to our next story here on page 5. Page 5 has a story here. Rivers crisis leaders, INC talk tough.
This is another example of rough riding and so on and so forth in government, where Africans, or let's say Nigerians in this, are not content with winning elections or losing elections and let the winner. I mean, you have examples of the likes of Al Gore and so on and so forth on the international front, who even Trump, in as much as you might think he's whatever, when he lost the election to Biden, It took its time, and 4 years later he came back. But the kind of crisis we have in Nigeria, where people just don't want to let go of power. You all know the crisis of Rivers. They're in a stalemate now. The governor has to work with, I think, another 36 members of the House of Assembly, who obviously, if they had their way, they would impeach him in less than 2 minutes without reading anything, if they could. And so that is development. Now, other things have come into the fray. The Ijaw people, who form a large number in Rivers State, are now ready to go up in arms and so on and so forth. I would advise, because of the sensitivity of Rivers State, for the president to genuinely step in to talk to those necessary, those that matter in this matter, to talk to them that, okay, you've won the battle, now it's time to win the war by letting democracy prevail and let peace reign. Because at the end of the day, what you have is, you don't have any conflagration that has the interests of the people at heart. It's all about selfish interests. It's all about selfish interests. And I hope that is going to happen in the case of Rivers State. The governor, when I listened to some other analysis this morning, I think the two sides of Wiki and Fubara, they have themselves to blame in certain areas. At the end of the day, it's a power tussle. But please, they should let peace prevail. We cannot have any turmoil in the state that we are in. I don't know if you've noticed in this particular month, Sheriff, it's been particularly tough.
It's very dramatic. It's been quite dramatic.
This particular month, I've had so many people approach me for this and for that. Me, self, I'm approaching God. It's very, very tough. So the last thing you want is all this turmoil about fighting and power and what. It is an irritation that people can jolly well do without. May God help Nigeria.
2025 has been quite peculiar in a way. I mean, it started with a whole lot of drama, and we're still here now. Plus, the economy is not even favorable right now. We hear that the prices of foodstuff have gone down. Even at that, you would expect that everybody will be happy about it, but farmers are not happy, and justifiably so.
Are you sure that you are not taken in by propaganda?
No. Farmers themselves came out to say that
the prices have gone down.
Yeah, but then it's not in their favor because they had invested in
apart
buying
from that,
foodstuff
I think what it is
at
is
the
that
high price.
The prices have been forced down. If you don't sell what you have, it's going to rot.
Exactly.
So that is not a fall in prices, really. It's not a fall in value, because what it means is that your replacement cost is not there. Okay? If I bought something for 100 naira, it's going to get bad, and then I have to sell for 80. That's not prices going down.
That's why the farmers are not happy.
So danger is looming ahead. You understand?
Yes, I do. That's essentially where I was going. Like, the farmers are not happy at all because the replacement cost now, replacement cost is not there.
It's not there. Some farmers will quit the job and go look for something else to trade in.
Oh yeah, let's move on to this story here on page 6. Enforcement of Okada ban, task force impounds 82 motorcycles.
Whilst I'm quick to say that, the Lagos State government is improving and so on and so forth, the truth of the matter is that I don't know why enforcement of the law seems to be the biggest problem. A driver on a coal bridge will think that Okadas are allowed in that direction, and 24 hours they are there, even in the opposite direction. Lagos itself has become a concrete jungle. I don't know whether it's this crisis in the House of Assembly that has let the governor take his eyes off the ball. I don't know whether he's been distracted. As a human being, I'm sure, because I heard he's struggling for his own survival too. And those are the side effects of part of the irresponsible behavior that you see. If you find those who are supposed to be in authority behaving in a non-civil manner, how do you want the rest of the people to behave when they can see what's going on? It is now being shown that you can force yourself and decide what you want to do. Do you understand what I'm saying? That is that. So Yesterday now there was an attempt to enforce the ban on Okada, and the story that I have here is a story that would make Hadley Chase just go to bed and say. But all said and done, the governor has to sit up. He has to enforce the law. My suggestion is to ban Okada completely. By now, we should have found a more decent replacement. And these things have become a menace. They've become a menace. Sheriff, if you drive along a bridge, day or night, they are always in the opposite direction.
Oh, yes, of course.
They come in hordes. Mm-hmm. We can't continue to live like this. And we hope that the Lagos State government will sit up and get rid of these, what have become pests and a danger to life. The unfortunate thing, Sheriff, is that one day they will run into somebody's Rolls Royce. One chief will be in it and they'll take him to Igbobi. That's when we'll now have open hearing, this and that. To the speaker, Mr. Honorable Officer, you see the problems that we have, you better face them head on now. And know that being speaker is not just sitting down in the hallowed chamber, whatever they call it. It's putting the government on the line to make sure they do the bidding of the people.
Let's go pick this story here on page 8 of the Vanguard newspaper. Tinubu appoints Jimi as Accountant General of the Federation.
The circle is almost completed. The Yoruba nation has taken control of the country's financial sector. I heard Kofi Battles this morning trying to explain it out, and it seems he didn't have the complete picture. I was very angry. In a country, you must have balance. You must have balance. Whether people pick holes in it or not, you can't have in a country, multilingual country like ours, with so many nations in between, you can't have the financial structure being controlled by one part of the country. It's not right. It's not right. I'm from that place, so you can't say that I have anything against anybody. You have your commissioner for your minister for finance, your central bank governor, federal FIRS, customs, and now accountant general. What happens is that your civil service is going to collapse. Your civil service is going to collapse. Because what you are going to find is people are just going to do the statutory job given to them, because they will think that if that is the way you want to go, then leave them to do it. Your civil service, the government structure will collapse, and you need the support of everybody to move this country forward. Look at the mess we are in now. We can't have all these people being the president's friends and kinsmen. You leave other nationalities out, and you think you're going to have a peaceful nation. No. And in any case, he's not doing us a favor, because after his tenure, before a Yoruba man will be able to get anything sensible in government, because they will say, when it was your turn, this is what you did. Is this the direction in which Nigeria is headed? So tomorrow now, and some people give some lame, silly excuse that, Buhari did this and Buhari did that. He did his in relatively small measure. This one is brazen. It's outright brazen and state capture of this financial structure, and I don't think it's going to be good for the country. Don't let us deceive ourselves about what public appointments mean. And don't let us deceive ourselves about the fact that the president's kinsmen are controlling all the financial structure. He has a meaning, he has an implication. It depends on which side of the divide you are in. I think it's very unfortunate. We kept advising the president, mix this thing up, open it up, mix it up. But here we are again. So it says that Mr. Quadry was the most qualified. The process was, if he was the most qualified, did he tick the box of ethnic balancing? Is he the only qualified person who can be accountant general? Excuse me. You can't get an accountant general of the same stature from the east. You can't get from the north. You can't get from the south to balance things up. I'm sorry, I'm not impressed. And I'm not happy. I'm not impressed and I'm not happy. This is not the way to run a nation. You must have balancing. You must have balancing. Even in other countries, it is done. It is done. So it's not peculiar to Nigeria. You have to balance between the blacks, the Hispanics, balance various interests. You know, you must have balancing. But the signs are not good at all. The signs are, and they are very worrying because the implications are far and wide, far more than we can admit to ourselves speaking on radio. Well, good luck to Nigeria. That's what we want, and that's what we are getting.
I'm going to read a message here. You won't believe the idea that came to mind when you were doing the analysis on this. But I'm going to read this. Let me read this message. Blair says he's free to appoint all his kinsmen since they are the only qualified people in Nigeria.
Yeah, it's been sarcastic.
Yeah, of course, yes, of course.
It's been sarcastic.
Yes, but let me.
Sheriff,
I have heard these. Sorry, sir. I've heard excuses upon excuses. The sympathizers of this government, the party members of this government, I've heard it. But here is where I'm going. Something has to be prompting all these, as biased as they may look, something has to be prompting all these appointments, right? As genuine or fake that reason might be, I wouldn't know, and I don't want to speak to it. But could it be that same reason had been there? In other words, I'm asking, is there truly a Nigerian nation,
no.
Especially amongst the political elite?
No, the political elite, I've told you, are there for themselves. And it's winner takes all. Some are more careful than others. Obasanjo was very, very careful in balancing things out. He was very, very careful.
During his time?
During his time, yes.
Was there a Nigerian nation during this time?
Well, I don't know about the Nigerian nation, but he, as an individual, in putting, even Jonathan was very careful. For example, Jonathan broke the ice on having the chief of army staff always from the north. He put somebody from the east. You have to take cognizance of all these things. Nigeria doesn't belong to one man. It doesn't belong to one ethnic group. The fact that you are president of a country doesn't mean the country belongs to you. And I've heard people say something so childish like the president has to choose people he can work with. Are you telling me that the MD of First Bank, all the people in the departments, the AGMs or whatever, are people that he knows he can work with? The mark of a man, the mark of a manager is you put systems in place and you drive it. Some of the people Obasanjo worked with, he had never met. Maybe he got some consultants, find me somebody. He had the Konjo, you had El Rufai. There was balancing. And then when it even becomes more sensitive, when it comes to the financial aspects. How come that it's only your friends that you can work with? I don't understand that. And it has implications. I wanted to say he has back, but we'll let him. I was thinking it has implications. And guess what? The people who will suffer it most are the people everybody thinks they are enjoying. Because the Yorubas are not enjoying nada. It's these people and their families that will enjoy whatever it is. But the rest of the people will suffer. So before the Yoruba people come at me to say, hey, it's not it's not this and that. It's not about that. If you think deeply, okay, I'm a Yoruba man, what have I gained? What have I gained? Tell me. And we really shouldn't be looking at things in that manner. We need somebody to bring the nation together, not divide it further. We do need that.
You think these appointments are dividing the nation?
It will divide. That's why we are not progressing. It's not the minister that is going to do the job. They are going to have directors. If people get the sense that you get towards favoring your own people, they'll leave you, bind you to the Philistines. They'll move the file, yes, but they'll bind you. That's not how to run an organization or a government. And it's a pity you won't find our elites really and truly who should be telling one thing I've discovered about the president though is that he has a mind of his own.
Is that a good thing?
I don't think so. It's a good thing to have a mind of your own, but it's also a good thing for you to be open-minded. And that's why people translate that his famous slogan, Emilokon, to mean so many things.
I've also heard something about the president that he consults widely on anything.
I don't know who he would have consulted and I would have told him that what he's doing is good. Obviously, he's consulting only his kinsmen. Who won't tell him the truth? How many Nigerians, Sheriff, do you know who, if consulted, would look at you and tell? That's why they don't consult people like us. Have you been consulted?
No. Maybe I'm not qualified.
You are not qualified because you will tell them the truth. That's another mark of leaders. Leaders would hire advisors. They will say they are consulting. When a leader approaches you consulting in Nigeria, he's asking for your support. How many Nigerians will get a phone call and say, "Oh, is the president on the line? President, your excellency, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You are doing so well, sir. And see where it has left us. You see, one thing the supporters of the president need to understand is, where has it left everybody? We are all completely impoverished. These little things, whether you like it or not, Sheriff, they add up. They add up. You know what public appointment means to kith and kin in Nigeria. Don't less. You understand? Public appointments in this part of the world is an open door for the kith and kin to move forward. So if it don't forget that as we are talking of finance, we are also talking of even the oil sector. The president himself is the oil minister. The person in charge of the mines, the minerals, and whatever is his kinsman. So all the I don't know.
Let's go take this story quickly. This story is here on the front page of the Daily Trust. I don't know why. First Bank holds groundbreaking ceremony for new state-of-the-art eco-friendly headquarters.
Yes, I must say that I got attracted by the building. First Bank, it is claimed here, are building a green certified. I wonder what that green certified iconic head office, but they are building it in Eco Atlantic. It is said that this 40-story building project is said to be the tallest building in Nigeria. So we still have far to go. Yes, and it's an environmental delight due to its technologically advanced, eco-friendly, and sophisticated construction. And it will set its new. I like the but can you stand heights?
Of course.
I remember I was in America. I when I went to Dubai and my friend then that we went together said we should go on the Burj
Khalifa.
Burj Khalifa. But the time I tried it in America, at that time, was the world's tallest building at that time. I felt it would be dizzy, but 40 floors is not too bad. So it's the world's tallest building. It's a place I'd love to visit. And First Bank said that this is PR, but let's read it all the same. It's their commitment to excellence, innovation, and customer satisfaction. And they say that the new headquarters is designed with sustainability in mind, featuring a green certified building that reduces operational costs and positions First Bank. What is most important for First Bank after all this Torrenti? Satisfy your customers with efficiency. But this building, I would love to see. But it's going to be, I think it's going to be commissioned today.
Oh, wow.
Look at the building now.
Okay, yeah, I saw it.
Oh,
So it's almost looking like Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah.
It's really
So
nice.
congratulations to First Bank.
40 floor.
40 floors. Apart for 40 floors. There's no building that is taller than 40 floors.
That's yeah, I guess. In Lagos.
In Lagos.
I mean, that's unbelievable, actually.
They say in Nigeria, really, 40 floors.
I'm even looking at Lagos as
I'm looking
shouldn't
at
Lagos have gone past 40 floors.
40
yeah?
floors. If Nepal goes on go.
I guess that's why they're saying perhaps say their power will be generated independently, maybe through alternative power sources and all of that.
Should we get somebody from First Bank to come?
That would be nice.
We'll talk.
Why is this man?
Mr. Olusegun Alebiosu. No, that's yes. No, okay, that's the MD.
Okay.
We'll talk to Mr. Olayinka Ijabi. Maybe we can get him to come and tell us what an eco-friendly and whether is there a restaurant there or something.
Of course they'll have a restaurant. They'll probably have spa. They'll probably have gym. They'll probably
in an office building.
Yeah.
Adi, are you sure?
They'll probably have indoor sports. They'll probably have creche.
Maybe residents, 1 or 2 floors.
Maybe, yes.
Yes, because in the world now you have a mix. You have some executive residences. But I always have goose pimples when I think of that, the area, I always have goose pimples because, I'm old school. I knew when that place was water. People, some of you younger ones don't know, there was a time Bar Beach ended at NTA. And the rest was beach and water.
Yeah.
And nobody talked about the disaster that befell the various villages around the Atlantic, the various villages that went under completely. It's sad.
Remember the larger people that you brought?
Yes.
And they are saying
yes,
the same
that's
thing.
this child's play to what happened to what do they call them? Elisha, all those
Elisha.
little villages. All those.
Elisha is still there.
But there's some of the villages they went under almost completely.
Yes. Quite a number of them.
Pushing the water.
Quite a number.
Well, congratulations, First Bank. We hope we'll Sheriff and I will be able to. But let me tell you, there's something when I don't let us go together.
Why?
Because when I'm somewhere that there's heights at about 20 floors or so, I keep getting dizzy. But a lot tears. And I will not be like Portable who said, I say, I'm a patient. I will take my medication. So we will go separately.
Now that I know, I'll go with my parachute.
Yeah, parachute will help my tear to put that from the 40th floor.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
We have to go, Lagos. Oh wow. We have to go.
Okay.
Today is there for me.
Yes.
Okay. Fantastic. We'll see you at 9 o'clock then. Let's leave the room for Kofi Bartels to come back and wrap up of the morning crossfire. 1 hour left on the show. Stay here on Nigeria Info, please.
.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.